In the sacred geography of the Chola kingdom, where the air is thick with the scent of jasmine and the sound of temple bells, lies a hidden gem near Chidambaram. This is Sivapuri, a place where the sun itself seems to bow in reverence. At the heart of this village stands the temple of Sri Uchinatheswarar. The name Uchinadar is a profound declaration of timing. Uchi, the zenith, the highest point of the sun, and Nadar, the Lord of all. Our narrative journeys back to the 7th century, a golden era of Tamil Shaivism. The child prodigy saint, Thirunelvoyil, having been nurtured by the divine milk of Goddess Umayal herself, was on a relentless pilgrimage. He had just finished his worship at the Thirunelvoyil Nataraja Temple in Chidambaram. As he moved southward toward the banks of the Kaveri, the landscape shifted into a grueling terrain under a relentless summer sun. It was exactly midday. The shadows had vanished beneath the feet of the travelers. Sambandar, though divine in spirit, occupied a tender childhood frame. His group of devotees, musicians, and followers were parched. Their throats were dry, their steps grew heavy, and the heat radiated from the earth like a shimmering veil of fire. In this desolate stretch, there was no shelter, no water, and no village in sight. Sambandar, sensing the exhaustion of his followers, paused. Suddenly, appearing as if from the very heat haze itself, an old Brahmin man approached them. He walked with a steady grace, carrying a large vessel filled with cool, seasoned curd rice and a pot of fresh water. His face radiated a strange, familiar warmth. Seeing the weary child saint, the old man spoke with a voice like a soothing breeze. "Young poet, the sun is at its peak. Why do you weary yourself and your followers? Please, accept this humble meal and rest under the shade of these trees." Sambandar and his devotees were overwhelmed by this unexpected act of charity. They sat in a circle as the old man served them. This was no ordinary food. The curd rice was exceptionally cool, flavored with the essence of ginger and curry leaves, and it possessed a sweetness that surpassed any earthly meal. As they ate, their fatigue vanished instantly. A surge of divine energy pulsed through their veins. The hunger that had gnawed at them moments ago was replaced by a deep, meditative peace. As Sambandar stood up to express his gratitude and ask the identity of their savior, the old man simply smiled and walked toward a nearby thicket. Within seconds, he vanished into thin air. In his place, a magnificent Shivalingam appeared, glowing with a celestial light. Sambandar fell to his knees, tears of ecstasy streaming down his face. He realized that the old Brahmin was none other than Lord Shiva himself, who could not bear to see his devotee suffer from hunger. Because the Lord manifested and provided sustenance at the Uchikalam, midday, he came to be worshipped here as Uchinatheswarar. The legend of Sivapuri extends even further back into the mists of time, involving the great sage Agastya. It is said that during the divine wedding of Siva and Parvati at Mount Kailash, the entire world tilted northward due to the gathering of gods and sages. To balance the earth, Shiva commanded Agastya to travel south. Agastya was saddened to miss the wedding, but the Lord promised him, "Wherever you stop and pray, I shall grant you the vision of my marriage." When Agastya reached Sivapuri, it was high noon. He installed a lingam and prayed with absolute devotion. True to his word, the Lord appeared alongside Goddess Kanakambikai in their glorious wedding attire, the Kalyan Kolam, at the exact moment of the midday zenith. This established the temple's unique spiritual law. The midday puja here is the most powerful. While other temples might quiet down in the afternoon, Sivapuri awakens with divine fervor. Today, the goddess Kanakambikai resides in a separate shrine, her eyes filled with the golden grace her name implies. Pilgrims flock here not just for salvation, but to remind themselves of a God who is also a provider, a father who descends from the heights of Kailash just to serve a plate of rice to a hungry child. This is the Sthalapuranam of Sivapuri, a story of timing, compassion, and the midday sun. From the land of timeless wisdom to the world, this is Devaboomi worldwide. subscribe, and share this journey with someone who believes in the divine.